So this is Mark, and welcome to Mark and Carl's evening catch-up. Hi, Carl. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Very good, very good. Okay, I'm just going to start off. I'm going to ask you a quick question. I want to know something. When did you wake up? Give us the one little moment in your life which you think triggered your awakening to understand what's going on now.
The current situation, it was right at the beginning. My son was born on the 21st of January 2020, and we had to go back into hospital because he needed a procedure on his tongue. And we went back into the hospital, and I saw the first posters about COVID-19. And just then it was literally saying if you were returned from Wuhan or a couple of other places, you needed to get a test. That was it. And I'd seen the videos online of people in China building the hospitals and the other buildings so quickly. I'd seen the videos that got banned of the shooting in the background and the doors getting boarded up and stuff. And I was like, something's not right. There was each individual video, there was something that wasn't right about it all. Just the fact that they built the hospital so quick, just from the beginning, it was like, yeah, there's something. No, none of this makes sense. It just didn't seem to make sense. It was strange. It was all very strange. But then, at the beginning, don't get me wrong, I was on the fence. I was like, well, we've still got to be careful because there could be something really deadly here. Like I remember I had a mask on and no one was really wearing masks. And this is how far I've come. This is how far I've come. And then I walked out of a shop and some guy was like, oh, you idiot. I was like, you don't know. I said, I don't know, but you don't know either. And then now here we are. Yeah. Now I'm walking around the street, stopping random people trying to tell them to take their masks off. So here we are.
And how long's it been now since the start? It's 18 months, I guess. It's 16 months, something like that, wasn't it? Because the first news came out in January and it's now June. So yeah.
Depends who you work for.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you were at the event, was it 201? You had quite a bit more planning. And if you were involved in the patent research for the COVID-19 vaccine, that was applied for in March 2019, which means some people knew about COVID-19 way before us. But anyway, we're getting distracted there. Let's jump in straight away because we're going to keep this short and sharp. We've done the magnet challenge. Your mum is your video you did with your mother is one of the crucial things that set off the magnet challenge. It went around the world. We came down, we shot a documentary. We then did the magnet challenge in St James's Park where we brought along Dr. T and another health professional who verified the magnets are sticking. We've made films collecting together, which you researched for me, handed me all over the pieces from around the world. We cut it into a film showing hundreds of people with the magnet challenge. I'd say it's in the thousands now. Would you agree?
Well, thousands, yeah. And some people have done multiple videos as well, testing out a few things. And yeah, it's pretty undeniable at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. But the reason we're doing this is I wrote a government petition to call in a discussion in Parliament for what's causing this magnetism. And they rejected the petition for the reason that biomagnetism, or the magnetism people are seeing on the arms, is not proven. So the government say it's not proven, so they rejected the petition for something that is they're basically calling a conspiracy theory. So we just got a little paper here that wanted to show you that came in from Luxembourg. I can't even remember who sent it to me now, but thank you, whoever that was. Oh, I know who it was. It was Victor from Spain, who's working with La Quinta Columna, if I pronounced that right, the fifth column, which is a branch of a TV station in Spain that I highly recommend anybody who speaks Spanish gets involved with, because they're breaking some great news out there on the magnetism story. So this paper, Carl, just jump in. This guy who was part of the European Forum for Vaccine Vigilance went out on the 6th of June, which is a few weeks back now. He introduces the paper that he's written up here, saying for the past few months, hundreds of amateur videos have been popping up all over social media featuring people who have been visibly become electromagnetic following vaccination. So they decided as a group, as a society, to go out and test it properly. So what they did is they went into a shopping centre. What they were doing was looking for 200 individuals who are living or working in Luxembourg to be interviewed. They were going to divide this group into 2 groups. The first would be composed of 100 individuals who'd been vaccinated and 100 who hadn't. They wanted each group of 100 to be split into 50 women and 50 men. And they kind of note here, it should be noted for practical reasons, they only use people who are wearing short-sleeved or sleeveless clothing to be interviewed. He then mentions just kind of how they did it. They introduced themselves. He's very kind of methodical here, saying, exactly how they introduced themselves, the same to every single person. And they went through and did the tests. Now, his summary was here. What he concluded was they only managed to, he said basically he had problems stopping people, and we understand that why, because we had the same. Some people just don't want to know, do they? They get a bit frightened when you say you want to.
Yeah. And groups of people as well, if they see one of their friends, if it works on one of their friends, they're like, yeah, let's go quick. They don't want to know after that. Well, most people we spoke to anyway.
Yeah, and if you get a group of people, 5 or 6 walking by and one is interested, the others tend to frown and pull that one person away, a bit of kind of group mentality happening. So anyway, he says here that he managed to get, instead of getting 100 of vaccinated, 100 not vaccinated, he managed to get 30 vaccinated and 30 unvaccinated. And they're about split 50-50 each way. Now, what was interesting, this is his conclusion here at the top of the screen. I'm just going to read this out. So in the vaccinated group, on the other hand, hang on, I've just skipped the most important bit. In the non-vaccinated group, out of 30 individuals interviewed, the number of these people showing attraction to the magnet was 0. Kind of to be expected in many ways. Yeah. In the vaccinated group, on the other hand, 29 of the 30 individuals interviewed showed attraction to the magnet. That is, the magnet adhered to their skin without difficulty.
Well, there you go. I mean, I'm not surprised at all.
Nor am I. It's great that he's done it so methodically, yeah?
Yeah, it really is. And it just goes to show that, I mean, what I am noticing is the rest of the world seems to be a couple of weeks, a couple of months maybe ahead of us here in the UK on this. I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if other countries are more vigilant to this stuff. But most of the videos that are coming through are not from the UK. There's plenty from the US, for example. There's plenty from Spain, Italy, France, South America.
Not coming out of Chile and South American countries.
The one thing that did surprise me was when he found nobody unvaccinated, that was working on, because I've had so many people claiming to be unvaccinated, sending me videos, commenting, saying that it's happening to them. I mean, the only thing I will say about that is the same as with, my mother. I haven't seen it, so I don't, or felt it, should I say, in this case, so I don't believe it until I find someone unvaccinated who claims it.
I think we should press a pause on that statement about talking about the unvaccinated yet, and we'll come back to that, because that's, I think, another issue to what's going on there. And this was also done, I think this is really important, because this was done on the 6th of June. And things are moving very fast, and what we're hearing coming in is also changing very fast, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll come back to that in a minute.
Okay. Yeah.
So right now, what he did is out of the 29 individuals who were vaccinated, he broke them down. 17 had had 1 injection from Pfizer. 7 had had 1 injection from AstraZeneca. 3 from Moderna. 3 from Johnson & Johnson. Only 6 of them had only 2 Pfizer injections. 1 had had 2 AstraZeneca, and only 1 had had 2 injections from Moderna. So you can see from just that alone, it's comparatively early days.
Yeah.
He mentions some of them are nurses, and he kind of basically talks on, and I think he found the experiment very, very difficult. And we backed each other at Carl when we went and did it. But he's saying here the exercise became very destabilizing for the respondents. At no point were they asked to apply to the magnet other than the area of their shoulders. It would have been very interesting to have the magnet stuck somewhere else. And he basically says quite a lot of people became extremely disorientated, and one lady even cried and told me she hadn't wanted to be vaccinated but was forced to by employer because she has contact with the customers. And he basically, as he talks away all through it, we'll post this kind of to the website here or underneath the pictures. But he basically says that he found the whole discussion, just the whole experience disturbing. The people were upset and he didn't actually enjoy it himself, and he found it very disturbing for the people.
Yeah, I can imagine so. I mean, we had plenty of reactions of people worried about why it might be happening. We found that people wanted to stay around for a while afterwards and discuss, and, were clearly trying to draw answers out of us, which is frustrating, because now we have more answers, but back then maybe we didn't have as many. That's why we were experimenting, So, yeah, I can sense his frustration just by reading it, and I read it myself. It's definitely very telling.
So that's, I mean, we're doing a lot of research on it, and we'll go into the research later. But the basic position we've been holding, isn't it, that we just want to establish that people are magnetic. They weren't a few months ago, and they are now, right? I mean, could we be sure of that? Like before Christmas, what was the chances of anybody anywhere in the world suffering any form of magnetism?
As far as I know, maybe a couple of percent. Maybe something that would have been obscene, but yeah. Then again, it's yeah. I mean, I wasn't testing, but I would say probably not.
I'll go out a bit further than you. I'll say zero. I'll say absolutely nobody was magnetized, because if they were, there would have been a freak show. It would have been a social media hit. It would have been Guinness Book of Records. There's been under scientific experiments. I mean, maybe there's a lot of people watching this. Maybe someone's going to pick up somebody somewhere who showed some form of magnetism for some reason. Maybe there's people who file bikes down and eat a whole bicycle to get the Guinness Book of Records.
Yeah, I've seen glass as well. And
I've eaten a car kind of thing. I ate a Volkswagen car and it only took me a year or something. Maybe they were that magnetic.